fun and healthy sex life and happier lifestyle. I'm always pretty happy when I come to the gun range, but I've never been this happy.
Guys, welcome back to the Junk Food Zombie channel. Today I got a little video for you on stippling. A lot of guys like to stipple their handgun grips to give them better grip. I've never had a problem with any of my guns slipping out of my hand, but you do get a lot of people saying that, oh, what if you're in a gunfight and you get shot and you're bleeding all over the place and your gun's covered in blood, you know, the Rambo scenario. Okay, but let's say that's possible, and blood is pretty slick. At least for a few minutes. It does tend to get kind of sticky when it dries, but let's say you do get shot in the arm and your gun has blood on it and it gets slippery. Well, I'm not going to cover my guns in blood, and I'm not going to cover Tennessee Matt's gun or Jody's gun in blood, so I brought about the slipperiest thing I could think of next to wet bentonite clay. If you guys have ever mess around with bentonite, that's about the slickest thing on the face of the planet, but I'm not going to cover their guns in clay. This is water soluble and it'll wipe right off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this lube, I'm going to put it on the grips of the gun or on my hands, and then just grab the guns. As a little Glock 43, that's the Tennessee Matt's gun, and Jody brought his Kel-Tec again, as you may have seen in the caliber video. What I'm going to do, for safety's sake, because I've not tried this yet, I haven't rehearsed this, I'm doing this and learning along with you, is I place one round in the magazine followed by a snap cap. I'm going to shoot one round for the sake of safety. Let's say for some odd reason, even with my finger in the trigger guard, that the gun slips out of my hand. Well, only one round will go off and I won't have another round going off by mistake pointing in whatever direction. The snap cap is there simply so that the slide cycles completely back and forward. And I don't have anyone, you know, accusing me of trying to cheat or something because the slide only went backward and didn't go forward. You're getting a full cycle of the slide. Once that happens, if everything goes well, I'll load a full mag and I'll shoot them with a full magazine. Excuse me for rubbing my hands, guys. It's cold this morning. And then I'll run a full magazine from them, and I'll let you know exactly how slippery they feel, if I feel that they feel like they might slip out of my hand or not. I'm not like trying to tell people don't stipple your guns, do whatever you like. If it gives you a better grip and it feels more comfortable, that's fine. I have no problem with that. A lot of guys like to shoot rapid fire, they shoot competitions, and they like to keep the gun in one spot perfectly all the time. That's cool. I understand that. I have no problem with it. I'm all for people doing whatever they want with their guns. I'm just trying to see if it's absolutely necessary because of the stories I hear from people about the whole, my hands are covered in blood and they're in a gunfight with 30 terrorists and they're worried about their gun slipping out of their hands. So we're going to start, I guess, I'll start with the Glock. The Kel-Tec recoils a little bit more and the grip isn't as grippy. I asked Jody to let me use this because the Kel-Tec grips aren't particularly grippy. They're a little, even though they got these big squares, they're not too grippy, about this, more on the slippery side for a stock grip. So I'll start with the Glock and we'll go from there. This is going to be cold.
Well, you know what they say, start with perfection.
Oh, was the stock trigger perfection? Because it's not there anymore.
No comment.
All right, you can see this is getting all over my hands.
As long as it stays on your hands.
Hold on a second. All right, my hand is very slick. I'm gonna wipe off my other hand so I can actually rack the slide. Because nobody seems to stipple their slides, and that's what, to me, if it got wet, would probably be a lot harder to manipulate, would be the slide, than actually hold onto your gun. So, all right, I may or may not need some assistance with that. All right, got the gun in my hand. Take one shot and see what happens. And what I'll do is I'll use both hands for the first time because it's definitely slippery, and I have to wipe everyone's guns off afterwards. I feel kind of, I don't know, I feel like I'm being nasty with your gun in a way you might be offended by. Okay. You didn't fly out of my hand. And drop the snap cap out of there. Okay, so the gun is now empty. Man, is it slippery. All right, we'll go to the next one. I really need to clean off my other hand. Again, just like in the last video, I don't have a script for this. I'm kind of going, improvising as I go along. So if I stumble my words or whatever, I apologize. Okay, now this thing definitely has a little more recoil, so we'll see where I go with this. Okay. Gun is empty. Now, we'll load some magazines and we'll get back to you. I'm going to have them load them because I can't do it. So we'll be back in a second. All right, we're back. So what I'm going to do now is, I've already got a ton of this stuff in my hands. I'm just going to show you that I'm putting it more on there. And this stuff is, man, this stuff is slippery. It's just slipperier than any blood I've ever had on my hands. But you can see my hands are covered in it. I mean, this is, my hands soaked. Start with the Glock. Is there one in the chamber?
No.
There's not one in the chamber. Okay, so I'm gonna put one in the chamber. I will say this: the slipperiness does not, it does not invoke a feeling of confidence. I'll say that much. So I'm gonna do this one-handed, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, what I am getting is a need to adjust my grip. It's tending to torque this way, and I'm getting more of my finger into the trigger guard. It's basically like you would shoot a revolver up to the knuckle. So it's not bad. I mean, it's not flying out of my hand, but I do feel a need to adjust my grip. I mean, I'm at, I don't know, 12 yards or so. And it's a small target, but I'm still able to hit it. It wasn't catastrophic or anything. It just, excuse me, it certainly wasn't comfortable. So now we'll go to the Kel-Tec. Okay, same thing. I don't know where this thing, the damn thing's hitting. I hit the first one. Do me a favor, Jody, would you mind loading up about 4 or 5 more rounds? I'm gonna stand a little closer. It definitely, it's slippery. I would say this, while I don't feel that it would be necessary to have your gun stippled, it's not gonna fly out of your hand. This gun is not a very grippy grip. I'm covered in Astroglide. And it's a very snappy 9mm. This thing's got more recoil than any small 9mm I've ever shot. And it's certainly not flying out of my hand. It certainly doesn't feel nice either. But let's see. Let's step a little bit closer. Tell you what though, getting that reload in, I'm almost pushing the gun out of my hand. All right, I'm gonna stand right here. Okay, it's definitely slick. So this is what I'm getting out of it. The gun's not going to fly out of your hand by any means. It is not going to be comfortable to shoot. It's not going to be easy. I missed a couple shots there. I am further away, and I'm not sure a point of impact on this gun. It's not mine, so it may hit a little higher, lower than I'm aiming. But in all fairness, I think if the guns were stippled, and I don't have one here that is, I think it'd help. I think you would definitely have a better grip on it, and you'd have better control on it. So I would say that it's probably maybe a little more useful than I originally thought. But as far as people saying that they get their guns stippled because they're afraid that it's going to fly out of their hands when they're shooting with bloody hands, that's silly. So that's it. A short video. Take it for what it is. This stuff is really, really slick. Excuse me. Again, guys, sorry, I'm full of phlegm like the last video. Yeah, so I see that it could be somewhat useful. Necessary? No, you can still shoot it. I'm trying to take small, high recoiling guns without a lot of grip on their frames to give you the worst case scenario. The gun's not going to fly out of your hand. It didn't even come close. Minor grip adjustments is what I found would be about the worst that you're going to get. However, stippling would definitely make it better. How often your hand's going to be coated in slime, I don't know, but take it for what it is. I'm not trying to push anyone either way. I was just trying to make an observation for everybody to learn a little something and see what it actually was like when your hand was all slimy. So that's it, guys. I've got more stuff coming. I'm gonna clean these up. I got some time. I gotta wipe these guns down, and I will excuse me, I will see you guys on the next one. Bye. I'm wiping Astroglide off of guns. Does this make me a true ammo-sexual?
That's just what I was going to say.
Folks are going to have to agree to being 18 years old to watch this video.
This video may contain inappropriate material for children. You've never seen a video like this before, I'll tell you that much.
It says bedroom tested. But it's also been tested at the range now. And just to note, it is not a spermicide or contraceptive.
Public service announcement.